Hey guys, how's everybody doing? This is going to be kind of like a lengthy video. Some stuff happened to me over the last 3 weeks. Um, that's why nobody has heard that much from me except here on Facebook or anything like that or on Instagram. Um, um, I almost died about 3 weeks ago. I just got out of the hospital yesterday. As you can see, I have all the bandana still on my arms and everything. What happened was it was some kind. I have some had some kind of ulcer that I didn't know I had. I found out there were other things wrong with me with my intestines, but it's solely in like a small portion of my body. Well, so what happened was it was like this happened on the 24th, 3 weeks ago almost, and one of the blood vessels inside my body decided just to burst, and I was feeling kind of sick, and I started vomiting blood, urinating, and passing blood all over the place. I had to go to the hospital. When I ended up at the hospital, there was a 12-hour gap that I do not remember what happened. All I know is that I woke up like at midnight the next day, and one of the nurses was trying to talk to me, and now I'm going like, "What's going on?" And they were asking for my name, my birthday, and they told me, "Oh, he's finally coherent." And I'm like, "What's going on?" The next thing I know, it's like I'm trying to get off the hospital bed, and I was completely strapped down. I found out that when I ended up showing up at the emergency room at the hospital, that I was so out of it because there was so much ammonia and poisoning going through my body that I literally like I didn't know who I was, and all these things were going on. I was in the emergency room, like breaking stuff and ripping off the sensors, ripping off the my gowns. I pretty much puked and piss and shitted blood all over the place, and they said that my ammonia levels in my body just jump up so high that it was completely destroying my brain. Not destroying my brain, but it was just making me so incoherent that they had to strap me down. Literally, I had to be strapped down. So finally, when I guess my ammonia levels finally dropped, everything was finally lowered. They were able to, take off the straps, and I was able to talk to them and finding out everything that was going on. Um, then the doctor came in and he found out that he was an old doctor of mine. Um, So we were talking, shooting the breeze, and he told me what happened, and he told me that he needs to go in with a camera down my throat, um, to see how bad my internal bleeding was because I was still bleeding internally. I was still, I was still, passing blood, and I was still urinating blood all over the place. So they finally, that same day, the next day, they took me to the emergency, to the surgery room to put the camera down my throat. Well, of course, they knock you out when they do this to put the camera. The doctor told me that they couldn't even do the procedure because I had so much blood in my system stuck in there that they couldn't do anything about it. And then the following day, they said, okay, I'm going to try a second time. So they knocked me out again. They put me under anesthesia, they put me on all this stuff. And then they finally went in there. They found something close to my stomach, like right about this area of my body. Um, one of my one of the tubes or whatever you have all inside your body. They found out there was a couple of ulcers there. They were able to seal them, but then they found a mass, and they weren't sure if it was cancer or some kind of tumor or something like that. So this is on the second day, and then on that same day, on the third day, they did a CT scan on me, and they found out, yeah, I did have some kind of mass on there. And then when they were doing that, they found out there was something wrong. One of my kidneys was completely messed up, and it was clogged. And they found out I had several kidney stones that were stuck there for at least a year or so, and they grew to about maybe this big. They were at least somewhere between 19 to 20 millimeter big kidney stone that they found. They found out it was blocking my right kidney, and it was swollen and everything. So immediately when they found out, they had to do surgery on that. So I ended up the first day being at the hospital, and the second, just like I said, there was like the 12-hour gap. They did the camera down the throat. They couldn't do anything about it. They had to wait 12 hours, do it a second time, go back in there, seal all of that, and then right after that, I had to do the third procedure, which was my kidney stones, and they put me in a catheter. So from the 25th, when they did I had a catheter stuck in me from the 25th all the way up to the 12th, and trust me, that was not a very nice experience. Um, and that was, trust me, that was not a very nice experience to have. And then right after they finished all of that, they told me that they really couldn't stop the bleeding, and I was still bleeding, very minimum, but I was still bleeding. So they had to wait a couple of days for my body to recover, and they punctured me everywhere. I mean, I have like no veins left whatsoever in my body. I have bruises, gigantic bruises everywhere from all the veins collapsing where they were trying to infuse blood. All of this burst right here. This one burst over here. I mean, I still have, like my skin is missing from all of the all the my skin is missing from them ripping out so many needles and stuff out of my body, um, all different things like that. Um, and then after they let me recuperate for a couple days, now you got to remember, ever since then, ever since I got to the hospital, I was not allowed to eat. I was on IV the whole time, so I didn't eat only once for 3 weeks when I was there. That's how long all of this took. 3 weeks. I was only able to eat one day. That's how bad it was. They had me on ice chips and water. That's all they had me on. I lost like almost 30 pounds those 3 weeks. So I was losing like 10 pounds a week. So it kind of sucks. And no, actually, it was a good thing, but it was an unhealthy way to lose almost 30 pounds. And and then after there, I had to wait a couple of days for me to recover. They had to send me to a different hospital for a different procedure. And the way this procedure works is they do the exact same thing. They knock you out. They go through with a camera, and they actually use a form of crazy glue. I know it sounds weird, but it's the exact same chemicals, but it molds a little bit different, and it went through all the parts inside my intestines and everything, and they were able to seal off some of the stuff. Well, they took it out, and then they had to wait a couple of more days, and then they had to go back again to make sure that everything was done like it's supposed to. And so they went back again. They made sure, well, they found out that it didn't really seal the main ulcer or the main blood vessels that were damaged originally. So when they went back a second time, a couple days later, they had to refill that whole area 5 times more than what they were supposed to. And then they were done. After that, I spent Mother's Day weekend at the hospital. I was still at the hospital. Later on, I found out that it didn't work. I still have um, the glue didn't work like it's supposed to. So now I have to go back to surgery again sometime next week. And then I have to go back to another surgery for my kidney stones. So that means I have 2 more surgeries coming on in the next week and a half. So I spent the last 3 weeks in the hospital. Just got out yesterday, which is the 5th of the 12th of 15th. Now I have to go back sometime at the end of next week for 2 more surgeries. To so That's pretty much everything that's been going on. It was a pretty interesting experience. I do not wish it on anybody. Um, it was very painful. I could barely get any sleep. I think last night is the first time I got like maybe 5 or 6 hours of sleep. I finally went to sleep. I got 2 in the morning, maybe 2:30 in the morning. I got up at 11, took my a whole bunch of new medications. Now I'm on all new medications, and those medications are so. I don't bleed anymore. Hopefully, pray to God that at least for now it's temporary. But as far as I know, all these new medications they put me on is to keep my body from overdeveloping gases and stuff like that, ammonia, liver, because I was having liver failure too at the same time all this was going on. I was having liver failure because I have, some of you guys might know this, some of you guys don't. Some of my friends do, some don't. I have what is called hepatitis C. It's a liver disease that literally it destroys your liver. And the problem is that's the reason why I have so many issues with my internal organs and all the different things is because pretty much your liver starts rotting away. So I'm stage 2 right now, and probably that's one of the reasons why I have problems with the ulcers and everything, and the southern ammonia, shooting up in my body is because my liver started, stopped working, literally stopped working, and my kidneys and everything, and that's why I was so incoherent. Just like I said, it's like a 12-hour gap that I do not remember absolutely nothing. And people were telling me, it was like I was like acting really weird. I was being really mean to the nurses, to people and stuff like that. So yeah, it sucked. It was horrible. Not be able to remember that 12-hour gap because I have no idea what happened. I mean, I don't. All I remember was getting in the car, and then there was a 12-hour gap. That's all I remember. I remember driving to the hospital. I remember Dunkin' Donuts. I remember they just opened a brand new Dunkin' Donuts. I went, hey, look at the new Dunkin' Donuts. And after that, everything went blank, and somehow I drove all the way to the hospital that way. Um, um, but yeah, guys, that's pretty much what happened. That's why nobody has seen me or heard from me that much. And I want to thank all my friends on Facebook for wishing me luck, prayers, and everything. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. And also the guys from Weapon Evolution. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I know there's not a lot of people on that forum, but a lot of you guys pray for me and wish me luck and everything and speed recovery. I really, really, really appreciate that. And some of my family members who came and visit me and stuff like that. But just like I said, I want to thank my friends on Facebook, Weapons Evolution. You guys were great. Thank you for the prayers and everything. And out of this whole ordeal, I got a free tablet. Yes, I got a free tablet. I was so bored that I told my mom I need a tablet so I can talk to people because I couldn't use my phone. My phone is a piece of crap. So my mom got me a $70 tablet. And I was able to stay on Facebook and Weapons Evolution. I was able to tell people what was going on and everything and talk to people. So it was great. Now I have a tablet, which I'm barely going to use. But if once I go back to the hospital and the next week and a half, at least I have my tablet with me again. So I know it sounds silly, but yeah. But all right, guys, that's about it. That's all I have to say for today. I'm going to edit this a little bit. It's about almost 15 minutes long. But like I said, man, take care of yourself, guys. Be careful out there. A lot of things happened when I was in the hospital. I was watching the news a lot. Wow. In 3 weeks, man, a lot of things happened in the last 3 weeks. Pretty interesting. Oh, yeah, and I also got my my Magpul replacement bodies for my Magpul mags. They've been sitting here for the last week or so. But that's a whole different story. And yeah, guys, see, so it shows you that I was actually 2 different hospitals. That's from one hospital. This is from another hospital. So I'll be cutting these things off today. But yeah, I want to thank everybody. So I'll be posting this on Facebook. I'm sorry, I'll be posting this on YouTube. So everybody, have a good day. Have a blessed day. Don't forget, take care of yourself, take care of your health, because not everybody out there is going to help you out. So trust me, it was a very lonely experience. Some of my friends wanted to come and visit, and I told them no, because of they were pushing me up with drugs. They were doing all these things, and I was very sick all the time and everything. So, Okay, guys. Y'all have a good day. God bless. Just be safe out there and take care of yourself and your health. Later.